Welcome to Photowrk. I'm Mylan. We got Shannon with us.
Hello, guys.
Today is our part 2 of our interview with Ben Cope, our photographer and director.
Yeah, and in this episode, he shares tips on how you as a director can elevate your work, how he maintains being an artist, and how he balances being a dad with a very, very busy career.
So sit back and enjoy. How can a newer director elevate their work?
I'm still trying to figure that one out. I am a newer director. I even struggle to call myself a director. I have a lot of respect for my title as a photographer because I've put so many years into building out who I am that I know I'm a director and I know I do commercials and I know I do music videos and whatever, and I know I can run a set and whatever, but a director, I feel like I not really confident in calling myself that yet, I guess. And maybe that's a personal thing, just because I have a lot of respect for the people that live in that field, that spend their lives becoming that. And I'm kind of that guy that's ooh, I'm going to pick up a motion camera now. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still I'm creating a similar vibe and motion, and I know how to do that. And maybe that's just my own mental hold up on giving over. But yeah, it's just let me see what I can do. Let me see who I did a video for my friend's company. I was like, can I come pull clothes? And went and pulled some clothes, and I called a model. I was like, let's make a video. And went out and did a video and did this thing. And then it's just she's like, oh, I love this. It's amazing. I feel like you did this art project for me or whatever. It's and then I have that up for a reel or whatever, or I learned something from it and can take that to the next thing I do. I don't know. It's just got to keep building the same way on the other side. It's it's all the same world, Just got to dig in and try to keep going.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That was good. I didn't know what to say there. So.
Yeah. My agent may punch me for saying that, but you're a director, damn it! Don't tell anybody otherwise.
Well, you are. We've seen your work.
Yeah, no, you're not a dude with camera. Let's be real here.
No, I know. It's just I have respect for the ones that came before. It's
Yes, absolutely. I ran across an interview with you, and in it, I think you had a story about David Lynch.
Oh yeah, David. that was a fun shoot. It was kind of stressful, but not really, because coming up in the entertainment advertising world, assisting, it's you've got 3.5 seconds to get this shot. Talent comes out in 15 minutes and you got to be done by 16 minutes, whatever. I don't know. It's always the most asinine time frames. With Snoop Dogg, I had a total of 90 seconds. What do you do with that? But so I got brought on by Scene magazine. I don't think Scene's around anymore. It was a magazine out in New York, to go shoot David at his house. And I was I want to bring my 4x5 so I can do some of my 4x5 Polaroids. And I want medium format digital, and I want 35 millimeter digital. And I think did medium format film too. So I had 4 cameras and 10 minutes. And so went in, I set up, and his place is so beautiful. And it's the walls in the background of those photos are just his whatever stuccoed walls in his backyard, or his kitchen and little backyard area. And I was like, can I shoot him in his painting studio? And they're like, no, you can't go up there. So the interviewer went up and did the interview, and he's walking down, and they're like, all right, you got 10 minutes. That's all you got. And I was like, all right. And we just started going. I started off on 4x5 film, and I think I pulled 4 Polaroids, and had my assistant hand me the other camera, and just bang, 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 rolled out, shot out a roll of, film on my RZ, and then went to my Hasselblad and shot out on that, and then took him outside with my Mark III and shot him out on that, and I was like, I'm good. And he looked at me and was like, you did good, son. And I like looked down at the clock and it was like 7 minutes in. And so we all like sat down on his porch together and smoked cigarettes and just laughed about shit for a while. But also one of the most funny thing about that I really loved is he comes walking down from his painting studio down to where like we were set up. And he's like wearing his like this badass Prada suit that's his painting suit. That like just like spots of paint, like he just paints in a Prada suit. And I was my god! I was like, this dude is rad. So, yeah, good times.
That's the image you wanted, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, he was great. Like, he just exists there for you to take pictures. Like, it's like not much interaction, but he gives you what he's gonna give you, and you do it. You know, and he's a super cool guy. And like I enjoyed hanging out and chatting with him afterwards. That was the most fun part, you know. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, to connect with somebody like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he give you any secrets to his filmmaking or anything?
No, we didn't talk about any of that stuff. We just hung out, you know. Yeah. Yeah. There's no amount of time I could sit with that dude that he would give me like an in-depth unless I was like under him learning. But you know, it's like. You like in moments like that, you just have to exist with those kind of people and just like take it in and just be a real person and not think about the other stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, just take in the person. You know.
Give us a crazy time on set. If it has David Lynch in it again, that's cool too. We'll go with it.
There's. I'm trying to think of the ones that I actually can say on them. Mm-hmm. Crazy time. Most of those happened while I was assisting, you know, like, I mean, on set shit just happens, you know. Yeah. We did one of the seasons to Swamp People, and as soon as I like get on set, because with Kevin I was always like a second shooter, and like if we had like the ad set and we needed like a unit guy, like I took the camera and I went and I ran unit, and so we get there. And they're like, so, Kevin, we need somebody out there in the water with our DP. And we need this all on stills, too. And Kevin was like, anybody want to get in a waiter suit? And I was like, God damn it. And so, like get in this waiter and, like, wade out into the swamps in, like, Crockville, you know? Like, have to go, like, float in the water with a camera, like, shooting, like, action, you know? So... different type of fun, but
yep.
You know. But when I was in Bangkok, like we had just gone through this whole ordeal where like I had like motion was like my set was like blocked off for motion, and we had like dropped doobies, and like I had a 10 by 30 meter section to set up my 3 sets and all this stuff, and like the first AD knew like on the other side of that wall that's still set, and like I walk in on the morning to pre-light and build everything before my first shot because they didn't give me a pre-light day. And motion had stuck all of their overload and into my section, and I'd lost my shit. And I went to my producer, and he like got it handled, and all of a sudden it's gone. Like, and then all of a sudden we're like rushing to get everything set up, and it like gets put together. And like my first shot, like I start shooting, and like I was using these Broncolor lights with like a Photowrk, and like you can't run the umbrella and have I can't talk right now. It's still like brain fried. Reflector to keep the diffusion from getting close to the bulb. So like first shot's up, I'm just firing away and like going at it, and all of a sudden somebody's like, "Oh, something's on fire!" And I look over and everybody's freaking out, and my umbrella like because it slipped up and like the nylon caught on fire. And everybody's like freaking. They're like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Oh my god, fucking shit!" Just take. And I like went over and I ripped off the umbrella and I threw the thing on the ground, like just kicked it, like stuck it back in. And I was like, "Turn it down a third. I gotta keep shooting. Give me my." It's just like, let's go. We got time for this shit.
Yes. Then that's what so if someday we ever interview your assistant, I'm going to log that back in my memory.
Jeffrey will be like, "Oh my god, man."
He grabbed fire.
And kept shooting.
He was on fire.
Wait, I wonder what the energy was like with your talent.
I think it happened so fast, nobody really thought much. Or they were like, "What?" And I was like, "No, we got to go."
Gotcha. I didn't, no registering.
Like, we got these shots to get done.
How do you maintain being an artist in a commercial, like a very commercialized world?
That's tough. Because like I haven't been like the last show I've been in was a 3-way show that like me and Brian Ziff and Larson Sotelo did at my studio recently, and like, you know, and like since then like I really got into it, and like I spent a month like building out like minute pieces and working on stuff, and like they're more sculptural, they're not straight photography, so I like to get in and touch things and like and have like texture to it. And you know, I'm supposed to have a show coming up in Calgary, I think, but I haven't had time to sit down and I'm like halfway through working on a new book, and like don't even know where I need to go with that. It's hard to split that because I like to keep my hands busy and I like to be working. And so if I'm not, like, I'm either editing or I'm like doing the you know, on set, or like, I don't know, and stepping back and like taking my head out of like the grind and like separating and putting myself back into the creative artistic world and like writing and like making sure like I'm like figuring out where I need to go, and like, you know, just spending time letting like paint take me where it wants to go and the piece take me where, you know, it's like, it's a completely different shift and where my brain has to be. And like once I get on that, like I'm in that, and I'll let the rest of the shit go for a minute, because like I can't, it's hard for me to live in both worlds and split that up, because I get taken over by one or the other. So it's a very difficult process. And I feel like getting out of my studio and shooting something creative, or just like, you know, just doing like some wacky editorial or whatever, you know, like that's enough for me when I'm on the commercial side to like have a breath away from like the same like entertainment advertising or you know, like beauty stuff or whatever. I don't know. It's enough, but I also feel very nurtured on set when I am shooting, because like I like to change things up quickly, and I like to like play with light and see. And so I'm always like being creative in some way or another, but like pushing my creative career is where I get hung up on being able to separate and dig into that, because it becomes all consuming, you know? Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a difficult balance for me, at least. So.
Well, yeah, it's that struggle to like get paid.
Well, no, I mean, I could get paid if I was selling pieces too. Mm-hmm. I used to sell a lot of stuff, mm-hmm. you know, but the more I've had to focus on building a viable commercial career, the less time I've been able to spend on that, because like, yes, that does pay, but it's like, sometimes it might not, or like few and far between art sales and whatever, you know, I don't know. But yeah, I just haven't been nurturing that side of it as much lately, because it's a lot, you know.
How do you balance being a dad, since you mentioned you had a kid,
yeah,
and this level of workload?
So his mom and I haven't been together in forever, but like we are still really close and supportive of each other, and it's like, it's one of those things like, I've got this 4-day job, like, you good? And she's like, yeah, okay, cool. Or it's like, maybe we'll have somebody watching one night or whatever, mm-hmm. you know? And we just bounce off each other. And like, I think the biggest struggle in any of it is because so much of my time when I'm not on set is spent in front of a computer. And like, I'm a single dad, and we're in a photo studio, and like, I'm on a computer. Like, I love it when he's like, Dad, teach me more Photoshop, you know? Yeah. Like, he was like, teach me how to put, you know, samples into live and like make a music thing. And I was like helping him make music the other day, and like that kind of stuff I love. But because I'm so ingrained into like, I have to be nerding out and doing this stuff all the time. Like, so he has 3 laptops and likes to like nerd out and like play games and do his things. Like, he has his own YouTube channel now. Like, it's like, but it's like, it sucks because like I become that parent that allows like a computer screen to kind of raise them a little bit, but it's like, I don't know how to give myself to him in a way when like he's off of school early enough that like half my work day is still ahead of me, and I have to be working on stuff. So, you know, you got to chill, you know? So it's juggling that with like trying to figure out when it's a good time for like a play date with someone, and when I can actually make that happen, or like, having his nanny pick him up one day a week, you know, to like go play with her kids and like, and do, you know, like it's a struggle, you know? And then like when I disappear out of the country for a week, you know, it's like, he's got a phone, he can call me, and he does. I was in Puerto Vallarta, and it was funny. We're like out on the street shooting, and I get a call from, he like FaceTimes me, and I'm like, hey, yes. And we're like, like all talking. I'm like, we're in Puerto Vallarta. And he's like, hi, everybody. And like, but yeah, like it's like that kind of stuff. It's fun, but it's like, but it's tough, and it sucks because like I'm very like in my zone, and it's hard for me to like step out of that and be like full dad mode, or even like give that mom side a little bit too, because like he is with me the majority of the time, or you know, good portion. And so it's like it is a struggle. It's hard, but you got to do it. You know. So
how do you get started in exhibiting your work?
I did a show with a guy that I kind of worked close with a long time ago, and he got me in with Melissa Morgan Fine Art and Palm Desert, and you know, they got me showing down there, and I started, you know, putting up work down there often, and that from there, interior designer picked up a couple pieces of mine for a house that he was putting art in, and then he is a partner at Christine Clausen Gallery in Calgary, and they picked me up and took me up for a show, and I don't know, but I mean, I got started in it when like my junior year in college. I got picked up by a gallery in Atlanta, and I did a group show up there, and I had like these like 6 foot tall steel and clay body forms, like deconstructed body pieces, and they ended up selling one of those guys, and then commissioning me to do some smaller pieces for some of their clients and like whatever. And so I was exhibiting up there through them a little bit. It's always been something that I was kind of like coming from a fine art background, you know, like ceramic sculpture and photography background at school. Like we were always like making shows and like doing stuff or whatever. And and I don't know, it's just figuring out how to get in that world, I guess. I don't know. That's a tough one to be in, I guess.
Do you still dabble in ceramics?
I haven't in a while. I'm dabbling with ideas that kind of revolve from that like body mold and like press mold thing. I was like starting to play around with the idea of like body shards and like pieces of like skin folds and whatnot, but doing them in wax and maybe like having them cast in bronze, like as like abstract body shards, I guess. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I just have not gone down the street to the foundry to see what it would cost or if they could do it. Again, more time and money
right.
to invest into other things. You know, like out buying sky panels and like reds and stuff. So like, I don't have time to go to the foundry.
What would you say to young Ben getting started out? Like, any advice to your younger self?
Nah, all the fuck ups I made then got me here.
Right? You done good.
You done good, yeah.
I don't know, like I don't know. Maybe the one thing I should have done is probably stayed in New York longer, because I probably could have worked in higher positions there and gotten a better network in New York. And I think I just felt I got pissed off at somebody, and I was like, yeah, fuck you. I'm like, I'm not gonna do this. And like came back to LA. I was like, this is easier. But I mean, even with that being said, like had I stayed and gotten more like into a better position in that world, and like I feel like when I came back here, I had to fight harder to get to where I really wanted to be. Mm-hmm. And I think that perseverance and like push to like get to where I am now is like I feel like I had to fight a little harder, because like I don't know, there's like something about the network in New York. It like once you get in that scene, it's like it's incestuous. I feel like, I mean it's here too, but like I don't know.
Yeah. No, like your whole journey, like you said, like the fuck ups.
Yeah.
Brought you to where you here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, coming up, I always wanted to be like fashion photographer, but now I'm like, I like tell some celebrity to come over to my house and like give me celebrity portraits. Let me take pictures of people that people want to look at. Like let me make interesting portraits and like pull something out of somebody that it like let me get that expression and let me get that like emotion and that movement from them. Like let me pull their personality out and let me lens it in a way that like that makes it bigger, and like I never thought that's where I love portraiture and I always have, but I've taken this like long-winded route to get to where I'm at now, and I think that kind of like fashion edge and like punk rock fuck you-ness of like some of my earlier work and like how I just used to be, kind of all bleeds into like this, like it's celebrity and it's portraiture. I mean, not that that's all I do, but it like I think it like there's some level of that I feel like has bigger legs and a longer life because of the celebrity, which is a little bit like on face value like superficial and shitty, but that's the world we live in and people care about celebrities and shit, and like to be able to take someone and like interact with them and be personable with them and pull out these things and just let them be crazy in front of my camera and get like with the Chris Brown Tyga stuff where we like just I went super wide angle lens. I was like, get in there, like come at me, and like and it just create these dynamic images and like not be safe with like let me stick on a portrait lens and get a very beautiful thing, like let me fuck it up and go wide angle and make somebody's legs and arms look really wide and fucked up, and just like make it dynamic, and like pull something interesting out of somebody that makes it stick off the page that much more, I guess,
Well, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I had a great time being here.
How do people find you?
The interwebs. bencope.net, I guess. Ben_Cope on Instagram.
And then hopefully an upcoming exhibition.
I would hope so if I pull my shit together.
Yeah.
And then your studio rental.
Yeah, Studio 106. Studio106DTLA.com. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that site is terrible because we haven't finished building it yet. But we'll get there.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Thank you
Until
guys.
next time.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us. It wouldn't be YouTube if we weren't shamelessly asking you to like and subscribe.
Yeah. Also, comment down below of who you want to see us interview, what you want to learn, and also the most important, where to get the best tacos in your town is.
Because we love tacos.
Tacos are good. Bye.